And we're live.
Hello. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the Shaman's View, free live series. This is the first of many, and we are so thrilled to share the Shaman's View with you.
Yeah, welcome. I'm going to say I'm really happy we're here to share. My name is Ray. For those of you who don't know me, Ray Christ. And
I'm Nina Christ. And together we run the School of the Jaguar Path, the School of Shamanism and Energy Healing.
So I want to say, since it's the first on this series, because we both did several series even last year, or until a few months ago, that is. This series is comes inspired from people asking us, well, what's the difference between a shaman and the rest of the people or the world? How does a shaman differ? So it's really clear that shamans differ in the way they view the world. And that's what we will be talking about, how the shaman views the world. And I feel also that are we going to have comments or
if
typed
anyone,
in questions?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I could see you guys are joining us and jumping on. Feel free. We've got Emily Rowe. Oh my gosh. Good morning.
Go. Hey,
I know. Oh, here.
Emily, it's so good to see you.
We miss you, Emily. And so if you want to be present with us while we're live, feel free to put a comment in and we can respond. And as you know, if you haven't met Ray and I yet, we are very inspired. We get really excited about what we share.
That's
and
awesome.
We will keep talking and keep sharing. Good to see you, Becky. Thank you for being with us. So as you were saying, the shaman's view, people are asking, what's the difference?
Yeah, and I think that's something that. Good morning. It's good afternoon for us.
Yes.
Here we are in southern Greece,
in the Peloponnese.
Right across the marina with sailing boats.
And we're looking at a castle out in the bay right now in Nafplio.
I think if you're going to say all that, you're going to have to show it. If you're going to go all the way to say it, this is my fault. Many times you've asked, it's show where you guys are. Hey, Chris, it's so good to see you.
Oh, I am so excited, Chris, that we're going to be together soon in our training. I'm so thrilled to have you with us this year. And Sheila's going to be with us in the training too. I know, we're so excited. We missed you guys. We miss everybody. We're so happy to be together.
Hey, Sheila.
My heart is just throwing.
Well, to keep one of the things shamans are is spontaneous.
Yes, and present, fully present
and real to what is. So we talked about it earlier, and Nina said, I'll show them where we are. And we said, maybe yes, maybe not, but now we have to. Especially today, we have to. And in that sense of keeping things spontaneous and real, this is exactly where we're at. I'm going to give you a second to just take that in, along with people passing by our hotel room. Whoa, there it is. So, Marina of Nafplio is in the Peloponnese. We just finished our sailing trips, and we are here. Hey, Kat, welcome.
So happy to have you with us, Kat.
I love England is here. We're in almost real time.
She's a dedicated Tai Chi student, dedicated practitioner.
So,
okay.
Along with spontaneity, being real, keeping it real, and sharing where we are in the world as we keep on traveling and living in different countries.
Yes.
I do want to jump in, and the essence is that I do want to share, because one of the most important things that we keep on coming back to is that I think we feel that everyone's a shaman. We're all shamans, right? So while a shaman, though, may be and had been in my mind, and in many ways is a person, a man or a woman of power, of ability to manifest and to make changes faster than the rest of the people. At the same time, it is really clear, again, that I'm saying that we are all shamans. In other words, the power that the shaman has, or the Sha woman, is it shaman and Sha woman? The shaman and the Sha woman have is in processing things. And that's a very basic predisposition. And again, for those of you who have been following and beloved ones, I want to say that I keep on coming up with new sentences or new words or new ideas, and you know that. So one of the things that is really clear to me now, going to 16, 17 years of working really closely with the shamans, is that a shaman doesn't live in the place of victory or victim, right? And they both, I want to look up the word, I think it's Latin and it comes from living, but they're both victory, victim, right? So it's about how we approach life itself, how do we engage in life. So for at least for me, my life before was like, oh, I have these wins. If I'm winning and I'm doing so good and I'm making money or I'm receiving recognition, I must be really cool. So my ego would inflate and I would be like on top of the world. And then something would happen and then I would go into victim. It's like, why me? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I did something wrong. And let's see here. I like how you're going to read it out loud.
Emily, thank you for chiming in. Emily,
another amazing shaman.
Amazing shaman, graduate of our school and presented in our school. Thank you, Emily. She says, in my humble opinion, a shaman has the power to tap into and harness the resonant hum of the universal forces to create and recreate new layers of reality. In the holographic reality, every sentient being has this ability. Absolutely. And I think that, and I know Ray has much more to say, but I just want to say, and I love that we're discussing this as well. One of the things that we hear a lot as we're in the process of launching our training this year. It's a 9-month training, 1 weekend a month, where we tap into so much energy healing, how to cultivate your own energy, how to connect with the quantum field, the unified field, and how to really optimize your own luminous field, and how those three different aspects of reality all have what their interplay is. One of the things that we hear often is that I really am interested. I love listening to you guys, but I'm not a shaman. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I don't know if this is something that I'd be able to access, and I don't want to bring the group down. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard that spoken by people. And then when they decide to kind of jump in, they put one toe in and then they listen a little more. And all of a sudden, there they are connecting with these tools, with these mechanisms of energy, and start to feel how we can optimize our own experience. And Emily, you were right on. Mm-hmm. Every single one of us, every sentient being has the potential, has the ability to access. And it's just about dissolving the barriers that prevent us from accessing our full potential. And this is something that doesn't exist in the high Andes of the Karo nations, our teachers, our beloved family, our beloved brothers and sisters, the wonderful shamans that work with us, the line that this work comes from. They don't have the structures that we have in our Western society telling us to line up, telling us to get to work on time, to finish a certain project, but on time. Time is man-made, and time is a construct of numbers in our mind. Same with money. That is an idea that doesn't exist in the shaman realm, right? And so when we feel into the shaman's view, we can dissolve the idea of money and time, at least for a moment, and feel suspended in that grace of not feeling driven, controlled, manipulated by the clock, by the dollar, and relax into our true selves, our true being. And when we can feel the true essence of our own heart and soul, then we are free. We are free of the limitations that support us absolutely in this 21st century Western world. There's some beautiful benefits, but sometimes it can feel like we're on a freight train that's just running down the track and we can't get off, we can't slow it down, and it can feel overwhelming at times. And the shamans teach us how to step out of time and how to step into sacred space.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And you covered it.
I know you have so much more to say.
And it's just beautiful. It's so whole, because I think that's what it means to be a shaman. Shaman's view of the world is not that we have in the Western world. And I love how you say that we're driven by the idea that we have to pay our bills, and that's the responsible thing. And of course we do. We always have to find our food, but that bill and that food is a mammalian need. It's not a citizen's need. It's something that is prior to that. So the way that's structured, the way it's structured and delivered to us, it's like, I like what you say, it's like a freight train. If we don't do these things, and if we should do this, and there's these social rules. So because it's our first in this series and we call it a shaman's view, I'll just speak to that a little bit more, that we step out of time, we step out of the idea of money the way that we view it in the Western world, and we look at everything as energy. Both time and money are energy. And that's why I love what Emily said. We tap into something else instead of the idea. It's like, if I work hard and I arrive at 65, then I can retire, and then die of a heart attack at 75. It's just like, or not really. Like, the idea is we don't have to wait for things, but we rather are here now.
Yes.
The being in the present moment allows us to tap in to what is happening, and that is the mind of the shaman and the mind of the person, if you want, who has the ability to engage in the now. Hola, Alfredo. Hola, welcome. Munai.
So much love.
Munai, give our love. Mucho amor para tu padre, por favor, mi compadrito.
Yeah, horpichai.
So the idea is to be fully present. And when we are present, what happens is that our biochemistry changes. And this is how the shaman taps into quantum physics, right? Quantum physics, if you want, is the unseen world. Yet it's what drives and creates everything. Quantum physics is in the air that we breathe, is in the light that falls upon us. So it's like the image you see of who I am, the breath, the voice that you receive when I speak. Now, when I live in the past and I'm in turmoil of something that hurt me, something that made me angry, something that created frustration in me or anxiety, then I'm bringing that up in my whole body, in my whole being, and that's what I'm emanating. And as soon as I emanate that in the quantum field, it immediately responds. It's a life is only interactive. Life is not happening to us. It's a simultaneous move of I am and it is, and we are together. So if I live in the past in turmoil, I'm recreating that turmoil. I'm more likely to see that and to absolutely invite it. If I'm living in the future, I live in an anxiety. I live in an agony. Will I make it? Will I have it? Will.
That's right.
And both of these places don't really exist. The past doesn't exist. Only it's not here.
Only here.
It's not here, nor the future. So there's a click, a buckling in that is amazing, to take it out of that sentence. That simple sentence is live in the present, which could be a t-shirt, and actually begin to apply it and notice. Hey, Karen.
And Lauren.
Begin to notice. Lauren.
We got some main love from Karen and Lauren. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Not at all. Bring it on. Bring all this awesome, sweet interruption on.
I love it.
So when we become present in the moment, there is a power that we have that is unlimited, as is the unlimited power that is constantly around us.
Yeah.
And we're able to feel it, to see it, and then we begin to be able to move it, and thus shift things and become the drivers of our own life.
Yes. And I'm so grateful, Alfredo. Thank you for chiming in and for sending your love and your blessings, and for your parents, for Francisco and Donna Juanita. They're our beloveds, though they're a gift to all of us. And Ray, you spoke about this in the past, but also we hear as we feel into the quantum realm right now, and as I feel into the energy in my body and really feel the love from Alfredo, thank you. I feel that in my heart, and that's more real than anything else. It's so real, that sensation. And one of the I want to say requests of Francisco and Juanita has been for us to help dissolve the borders, dissolve any barriers between this beautiful lineage. We're talking about healing, we're talking about shamanism, but truly the origin of this work is loving Mother Earth, Pachamama. And I well up with like so much affection for Pachamama, our beloved mother. And the only borders that exist within humanity exist within our mind. And there's a separation from the heart and the mind, keeping us from accessing the love of Mother Earth. And the Caros, our beloved shamans from Peru, remind us that we're all brothers and sisters. And so if we want to look at the quantum field, if we want to look at quantum physics, and we start to feel into the science behind what makes everything happen, how does this amazing connection happen? We've got multiple countries all together at the same time right now, and people will be watching the replay. To me, that's magic. And we often dismiss the apparent. We dismiss what's right in front of us. We can dismiss it by just going on to the next thing. And I want to offer a moment for all of us to pause and really feel into the gift that we all have in our heart. The biggest gift that we have is the source of love that resides within all of us. And this love is free. This love is infinite. This love is just a breath away. If we're feeling in despair, if we're feeling any part of us feeling like a tension or a tightness or a overwhelm, truly taking a deep breath and sourcing the magic, the healing, the love from Pachamama by simply stepping outside, looking up into the infinite space of the sky, feeling the earth beneath our feet. Doesn't matter if you're in a city or if you're in the country, if you're at the sea, where doesn't matter. And it literally doesn't matter. The molecules, the atoms, they don't matter when your heart is connected to Pachamama, when your heart is knowing you have this unified connection with all of humanity. We are one. And yes, we get to express our uniqueness and our authentic self. And it's awesome. And it's fun to see that reflected in someone you love and admire and respect. But I ask each one of us to help dissolve these borders, dissolve these barriers, and let go of this old way of thinking that we aren't allowed to access something just because we don't live in a certain country or we don't live in a certain time. This is a time for us all to connect with our own hearts and with the beautiful healing and energy of Mother Earth. Thank you, Ray.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really passionate. I got inspired by Alfredo's presence. Thank you, Alfredo.
Thank you, Alfredo. Give my love to your father and to your mother. They have given us a whole life. And my son, Jason, received the Pampo Messiah rights last January in Costa Rica by your father.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. And I want to make sure that you and my son, Jason, at some point communicate.
Yes.
Because the work that I'm doing with your father the last 16 years is perhaps the work that you will continue to do with my son, Jason, as you guys take on the next generation with this work. And the present generation. So maybe we talk about father, son, and Juanita, and you, mother's
Juanita
daughters.
Is a powerful,
Juanita is
powerful, beautiful, beautiful woman.
I want to say a million things, and those of you who know us know that for Nina and I to talk 20 minutes is like just taking an inhalation only. We can talk for 20 months, 20 hours.
And we do.
But I do, and we do. I just want to say this because I was inspired by what you said about the separation between mind and heart.
Yes.
So there's a separation that's happened, and that separation between mind and heart is really important for us to understand, because that is the first thing we need. If we understand that, if you understand that, then you are 10 steps closer to being the shaman that you are, and to living the life that you want. The shoulds and shouldn'ts and the musts and mustn'ts all belong up here.
Yeah.
And this division that exists in the Western world and how we think, and we should decide when they say use your head, we don't say that in shamanism. We say use your heart.
Feel your heart.
Feel, and think about it. Just feel about it. And just to say this, that during the dark ages, we were scared to death. We were put to the fire, to the pyre. Thousands, tens of thousands of women and men, but especially women,
Yes.
were persecuted and put to the fire. During the Dark Ages, which we still live in,
Yeah.
this is the same regime. It's the same people who are running this show. And this is not a political statement at all. I couldn't care less about politics. This is an anthropological statement. Those who took the power in religion and politics are still those who had the power, because from generation to generation, like I am giving it to Jason, like Francisco is giving it to Alfredo, etc. It's a natural progression. We give and we continue, right? The lineages. So the lineages of those in power are still the same and keep the same tactic of fear. We don't need to go too far and look at the war happening right now and the fear that's spreading throughout the planet. The tactic is of fear. And that fear divides us as mammals. It puts us in fight or flight. So I'll close with saying this mechanism, because I feel it's important for us to understand some mechanisms,
Yes.
because it's not in the philosophy, nor in some kind of abstract woo-woo magic. It's in understanding. Hey, Kentucky. Well, let's make your life light. Let's lighten up your life.
Yeah.
Let's bring some light in.
We'll release
So
the
here's this for you, Cindy. The moment that we connect the heart with the mind, the moment we give the heart the steering wheel, that's the moment that love that Nina was just talking about seeps in and starts coloring everything. The mind is heavy because we are still under that same idea and ideology that persisted since then. To close a very big subject, which would be a subject of study by itself in anthropology and in sociology, is that three things were persecuted in the Middle Ages: women, animals, and magic. And these are the three things that liberate every human being. If I have a good connection with my mother, as I do, with my wife, as I do, with my sisters, I do. My mother is the matriarch of the family. My sister is a PhD and a recognized environmentalist and author. My wife is a black belt master of Shaolin. I love and bow to the power of the feminine. Without a worry of a gender race. There is no race. We're absolutely in the same boat, same little planet.
Yes.
But again, it's just like take a step back and then take yet one more step back. Don't personalize the things. Don't think that things are happening to you, but rather go back and allow yourself to emanate the love that you are. Take deep inhalations, because what you're inhaling is love that brings oxygen, that awakens the cells, is the love the shamans are talking about, is the love that you can access. So then your mind, hey, Sunny Jane, that love that's running into in your veins can inform your mind. The moment you're informing your mind with that blood, then you're not heavy anymore. You're in the place of sweetness. I didn't have time to read that. If you want to share, it's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to have you with us, Alfredo.
I really love that you're with us. Thank you for your trust. And Alfredo is saying thank you for trusting us in our work. The Pacos, the healers. We are always here to help those who really want to enter our spirit world and the connection of the forces of the mountains. And I'll just say a big thank you to that. And the spirit world is the energy. That's the energy that we all feel, that we all live within. And it's when, and I just want to almost, and this is what we do in the training, as we connect, we're the bridge between this ancient wisdom of Alfredo's family and his village and all of the people in the Andes villages to the Western world, to the 21st century, where we're indoctrinated in this beautiful education system and medical systems and all of these things that have benefit. And we all know that there are some things that could be better, right? There's some tweaking that absolutely could be done to that. But when we talk about accessing the spirit world, it's not about a religion. It's not about a religion. It's about a way of being in connection with the elements of nature. And each element in nature has a different energy and a different medicine that we can connect with. And so sometimes I think because Ray was talking about the dark ages where women, magic, and animals were persecuted, there's also this push of religion where there was a division created between people's ways of believing. And the word spirit can hold a lot of weight. And so I just want to let go of any weight that you may feel with that word, or any weight that you may feel with religion, and just feel into the sensation of the sun on your skin, to the sensation of the wind blowing in your hair, and to the sensation of your feet in the sand. That is what Alfredo is referencing. That is spirit. And that is the connection that we can have with spirit. And that's when we feel fully alive. And when we feel fully alive, like Cindy was saying about pain and heaviness, that's when we can release that heaviness that the healers, the shamans refer to as hucha, heavy energy. So I'd like to end our time today with a little bit of the tapping, our practice of bringing the energy into the heart.
Lead us through.
Out of the amygdala into the prefrontal cortex, and just feel a very simple practice, a very simple mechanism that can help shift your energy. Because Cindy, I do feel you, and I do feel the weight that we have in the world and the collective. And let's let it go. Let's
just turn on your bike.
Let's shift the energy and represent. Each one of us can hold the light within our hearts, within our souls, and be a beacon for the rest of our brothers and sisters that are feeling heavy, are feeling pain. You ready?
I am, and I just want to speak to that for I hope in 30 seconds.
Go for it.
Because again, knowledge is power, and knowledge is where spirit resides. It's like, and in every breath, and in the sun upon us, and the sand of our feet, Pachamama, this world we're living, and this planet is life itself. It's what gives birth to us, and what nourishes us throughout our whole life. Now, I just will speak to this mechanism and then lead us to tapping as a closure for today. I'm happy we're on tomorrow too.
I know. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time.
We've been on a boat for way too long, and away from internet and away from sharing, and we're really missing it. But I want to say this, that part of this beautiful magic that exists in how things happen in life for the shaman, or the one that studies shamanism, let's say, is that we understand that we are biochemical, electrical and chemical beings. So electricity moves in our body very similar in the way that electricity is distributed through a house. Some electricity will move to the refrigerator, some will go to your oven, some will go to the air conditioning, whatever it is you have in the house, the lights, etc. Now, depending on the switches you turn on, if you put a switch on, then electricity will go towards that. That's going to be the reality. The air conditioning is on because I switched the air conditioning on, or the heater is on because I switched the heater on. And I want to say that I don't want to oversimplify it, but I kind of do, because it's as simple as that. When we are frightened, electricity goes to the back brain, there you go, to the amygdala, and to the adrenals in the back.
Yeah.
And we live in fight or flight. Our blood flow is filled with cortisol and adrenaline. Now, this blood flow is feeding my brain. And my brain is trying to create a thought, which is a chemical spark. It's using this chemistry. And this chemistry is telling me, by all means, as I watched the news, the switch went on to fear. And what happens if we use nuclear weapons, or if we use coronavirus, or if we use these things that we hear, these switches take us back, they hijack us. So we lose access to the heart and the prefrontal cortex. Yeah. So this electric system is going to choose, the electricity is going to go this way or that way. And the ability to make a positive thought, or the ability to make a negative thought, lie only in this mechanism of where is my electricity going, right? And that's why I said, really important for a shaman to live in the front of the body. It's just like, oh, you know what? Last week we were living in the room in the back, and this week we moved in the front. We shared the view. There's always a better view of the front room, or usually anyway. So move to the front for that beautiful view of life.
And keep your energy.
Not saying, well, everything is okay when it's not, but keeping yourself positive, because you Each one of us is one electron on this motherboard, on this
mega grid,
of the planet. And the more we are positive, and the more we don't buy into this, this being put to the fire, and this dark ages that are still around us, the more we stay up front, the more we could shift the collective consciousness.
And the more energy we can keep in our heart. I think what Ray was just sharing is as that energy gets moved into the back of the brain, that reptilian, into the kidneys and the adrenals, it's almost like someone took our gas tank and just poured it out. We just dumped out all of our energy. So if you want to access more energy, you want to feel more energized in your day, I'm going to show you, I'll guide us through a gentle, simple practice of just inviting the energy to come forward. So you can bring your hands together like the prayer position, or namaste. And you're just going to gently tap the heart space and draw in a nice inhale through your nose. Inhale, fill up. Give a good sigh out. Keep tapping. Feel that heavy energy start to lift, start to release. And then from here, inhale your thumbs to your forehead. Ready? And tap. We're tapping to invite the energy out of the amygdala into the prefrontal cortex. This is this space where we have empathy and compassion, tolerance and patience. Take a smooth inhale in through your nose. Let out a good sigh. Let's bring it back to the heart, gentle. And you can continue this on your own. You can repeat it as many times as you'd like. And if there's anything that you have in your mind that you feel is kind of on repeat, that's heavy or just obstructing your flow of positivity, inhale light. And then as you exhale that thought, let it all go. And then to complete, just pause for a moment, pause. And on your next exhale, open your hands, let it all go, releasing any excess energy. You can let your hands relax by your side or rest on your lap. And just take a moment to feel that shift in your energy. Feeling the particles of energy come into a flow through your body like silk, with your breath guiding that silk-like flow into all parts of your being. And as you bring in your next breath, feel that breath as a bright light reflecting off the silk. Feel that shine like a silver light starting to make its way through every part of your body. Feel a gentle smile arrive on the corners of your mouth and your eyes. And on your next inhale, open your eyes if they were closed, and a deep bow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Horpi chai, Alfredo. Horpi chai sankoi. Horpi chai sankoi. We love you all. We are here again tomorrow. So nice to be together. Julia.
Oh, how are you, Julia? Julia, we missed you. Oh my goodness.
Horpi chai. And Ray is pointing to the screen, and we have so many horpi chais coming through. Horpi chai. Thank you. Ray is using, where am I going? All the way up to Emmy.
Emmy, it's so good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for your positive presence. And really, truly, each one of you, we are connecting in community in this beautiful, beautiful way on the quantum realm. And
yeah, there's just much more coming.
So much more.
Training starting in November. Check us out. Ask the people that have graduated to tell you their opinion. And I'm looking forward to see you all. I want to say lots of love. Just so good to see you. I want to talk to each and every one of you.
Yes.
Lots of love. And we'll see you all tomorrow.
We'll see you all tomorrow. And Manuel, thank you for that comment about therapists using it between, we did it between sessions. So many more kind of work week go-to practices that we have to share. We can continue to share, and we will continue to share on these shamans' views. And of course, we dive very deep in our training. That's where we certify people to become shaman practitioners, to shine their light in the world and just optimize whatever it is that you do, whatever you're doing in this world. We want to help bring it to that next level. We love you. Horpi chai sankoi, from our hearts to yours. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.